Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's do this.
Remember the action icon displayed above your team's information? When you look at an action location from a distance, brackets appear around it. Anytime an action icon appears with brackets, you can give an order to your team. We'll start with the simplest order you can give your team, Move To. To issue a Move To order, look at the area where you want your team to move and press the action button. Now, send your team to the next room by issuing a Move To order.
Yeah, my controller's excuse me, kind of going dead. It has what's called drift, I think.
Roger. Moving now.
Roger. Moving now.
Great. Giving Move To orders also works when you look at walls and most other objects in the world. Move to the next area. Roger. Moving now. Okay, now let's issue a door order. Since you don't interact with everything in the world the same way, you get a different action icon depending on where you look. For example, when you look at a door, you get a door action icon. Tell your team to open and clear the next room by looking at the door and pressing the action button. Roger. Open and clear. Contact! Threat eliminated. Clear! Outstanding. Move to the next room. As you can see, there is a bomb in this room. Order your team to disarm it by looking at the bomb and pressing the action button.
Roger. Demo up.
Nice work. Now, let's practice giving detailed orders to your team. Instead of pressing the action button to give your team an order, press and hold the action button. This brings up the Quick Order interface, which displays all of the orders you can give at this location. Give your team an open, flash, and clear order using the Quick Order interface.
Roger. Open, flash, and clear. Clear.
Outstanding. Flashing a room before assaulting it temporarily blinds the terrorists inside, making it easier to eliminate them.
That's what she said.
Since flashbangs do not cause damage, you should use them around hostages. Move to the next room. Order your team to secure the hostage by looking at the hostage and pressing the action button. Roger, securing hostage. Nicely done. You can also give orders to your team using the Zulu Go code. This allows you to give orders to your team, which they execute only after you've given them the Zulu Go code. Once you've issued an order on Zulu, you can move to another area before issuing Zulu Go code and telling your team to execute their order. This allows you to assault a room from two different directions at the same time. Give your team an order on Zulu Go code on the next door.
Waiting for orders. Open flash and clear on Zulu.
Perfect. Now your team is in position and waiting for you to give them the Zulu Go code. Move to the other door, give the Zulu Go code, and then storm in the room at the same time as your team.
How do I get the code? What's the Zulu Go code button? They didn't tell me what it was. Controls, is there a layout? Input. There's no layout.
Roger. Open flash and clear.
Okay.
Clear.
So you use R2. I thought you used L1, but I thought wrong.
Nicely done. Let's practice the Zulu Go code technique again, but this time using a breach order.
So you set it. You hold X, and then you press L. You hold X, then you hold L1, and then you select which one you want. So breach and clear on Zulu Go on Zulu.
Roger. Breach and clear on Zulu.
But to activate the code, you press R2.
Placing explosives. Explosives ready.
Do it.
Now move to the other door, give the Zulu Go code, and storm in simultaneously with your team.
Fire in the hole! Contact!
Tango down.
Yikes.
Clear!
Fantastic job. Breaching a door blinds the people inside the room, but also causes damage to anyone standing nearby. Always make sure hostages are away from doors before breaching them. Order your team to secure the hostage by looking at the hostage and pressing the action button.
Roger. Securing hostage.
You've done an outstanding job, Domingo. You and your team are back on operational status. Nicely done. It's good to have your team back and fully operational. Just in time, too. We're going to need you in the next few months. Terrorists have started hitting Venezuelan targets worldwide. And while we haven't been requested yet, I have a feeling that's about to change. Throw in the fact that the dispute between the US and OPEC is escalating daily, and I think it's safe to say there will be work for your team very soon.
attack in Boston was only one of several coordinated terrorist strikes against Venezuelan interests. Dr. Prince, what can you tell us about this most recent incident?
I think you can say that what we saw in Boston was an objection to Venezuela's foreign policy.
Was this related to OPEC's decision to impose an oil embargo against the U.S.?
Well, as you know, Venezuela is now the only OPEC member exporting oil to the United States. It's a very tense situation.
The Prime Minister has just arrived at the G8 summit in Gstaad, as has the President of Venezuela, here to discuss his nation's role in the present oil crisis. Talk of terrorism may also be on the agenda.
Here's the situation. We have 2 hostages inside the compound and an unknown number of terrorists. They're demanding $20 million and an end to the oil sales to the U.S. Both captives are members of the Venezuelan delegation, though President Ruiz is not on the list.
What about the other delegates?
Everyone else was let go as soon as the Swiss authorities showed up. The bad guys aren't budging on the Venezuelans, though, and that's why we're here. The situation's too hot for the locals to handle.
Let's get right down to business. We have a hostage situation in Switzerland. It seems that an unknown group of terrorists have attacked the G8 economic meeting early this morning, and things have escalated to a level where the Swiss government is formally requesting our help. The terrorists took members of the Venezuelan delegation hostage in the village near the conference and are demanding that Venezuela stop selling oil to the U.S. in exchange for their release. Obviously, both the Venezuelan and American governments are a little upset over this, especially since the terrorists took the Venezuelans hostage and let the other delegates go. The reports the local police have given us indicate that the terrorists are neither well organized nor armed. The one thing they do have in their favor is numbers. You're going to be facing roughly 3-to-1 odds when you go in, but I expect your training and skill to make the difference here. Take them out quickly. It's the only chance the hostages have.
Yeah, the music is just so overpowering. Like, it's just so, like, loud. I wish I could just turn it off. But oh well. Yeah, I was saying, when I let's play these games, even when I play them, I only really use one type of weapon. Maybe two. Something with a scope. And that's about it. That's about all I really need. All I really prefer.
Ding, I need you to move into the village and neutralize the terrorists.
Alright. I'll be right back.